Hello my friends and welcome to another video in the production series. Have you ever wondered how many of these cards do they make? Hundreds, thousands, millions, hundreds of millions? Yeah, I've wondered that, and I bet you have too. I'm gonna do all the work for you. So strap in, buckle up, put your helmets on, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Let's go! Well, here we have 2020 Top Series 1 production. How much of this stuff did they make? This is the biggest hype they've ever had for a flagship product, and something tells me they made a lot of it, but just how much? I'm going to break it all down. Let's start. Hobby production. This is how you start right here. This is how you start figuring it out, because the clear card checklist makes it easy to figure out hobby production. So we start with the clear cards. There's 100 of them. 100 card checklist. They are 1 in 1,437. If you go to the Beckett website, it's wrong. It says 1 in 437. So it's actually 1,437. They're numbered to 10. 2019 Series 1, 1 in 1,223. As opposed to 2020, which is 1 in 1,437. Now we could just really quick find the difference between the two. Divide that number by this and you could get a percentage, and that'll pretty much tell you what the increase in hobby production is. But let's just break it down this way. I found that there's about, these numbers add up to 1,437,000 hobby packs. So I bumped it up to 1,440,000 because that works perfectly. You get 60,000 boxes, 5,000 cases, 20 million cards just in hobby. If you want to know the number of cards, stick around. The total number of cards, we'll get to it. We're also going to break down how many SPs, how many Chrome cards, all kinds of stuff. Now that we've figured out the number of hobby packs and cases, packs is the big thing, the number of hobby packs, we can deduce how many jumbo boxes there are. Let's start with the blacks, okay? Because there's nothing that's just jumbo exclusive except the gold foil cards, and those aren't numbered. So we can't really figure anything out yet. We have to figure out how many blacks are in hobby. So they're out of 69, and it's a 350 card set. So there's 24,150 of them total. They're 1 in 117 hobby packs and 1 in 37 jumbo. So there's 12,307 in hobby. That means there's 11,843 that remain for jumbo. Well, that yields 438,000 plus jumbo packs. 43, almost 44,000 jumbo boxes. That gets us a number that's 7,303 jumbo cases. Well, that's all fine and good. We need to double check, triple check, quadruple check, because these numbers get a little wonky, and you'll see why. Let's look at the jumbo jersey patch. There's 46 of them. We're going to look at the black that's numbered to 149. That way we can get a nice number. So you take 149, multiply by 46. Hobby, they're one. Look at how rare they are in hobby. They're 1 in 2,612. These suckers are very rare in hobby, but they're not that rare in jumbo. They're still kind of rare because it's 1 in 68 and you get 10 packs per jumbo box. So this yields, go all the way to the bottom, skip the math, 7,143 jumbo cases. Okay, so we're right around 7,000 jumbo cases. Let's check again. More! Global Game Medallion, the blacks to 149. You do all the fancy math with this one, you get 7,197 jumbo cases. Okay, we're getting some uniformity here. Keep going. Let's do the same thing but with the golds. Those are numbered to 50. This yields 7,130. Cool. More jumbo. Just to check again. The Platinum 85 Relic, 1 of 1. There's 50 cards. Now this is... Usually these 1 of 1s where there's very few cards, it gives you skewed numbers, and we can talk about that a little bit more later, but this told me there's about 7,065 jumbo cases. I like this. This is all coming to a head here, right around 7,000. Let's look at some nonsense. These are numbers that didn't add up. The 85 Platinum Auto, all the math on this yielded 8,800 jumbo cases. That's way off. But this is even more off. Okay, more nonsense. The Topps Reverence Auto Patch. These are jumbo and hobby only. 39 cards. We're going to use the red. Gets 195 cards. So we have a little bit of a bigger sample size to work with. But this is a weird number. It yields 4,260 jumbo cases. So that's some nonsense. Here's the last bit of nonsense, I think. Postseason Performance Auto Relics. There's 18 cards. So there's not very many here to work with. But this yields 13,608 jumbo cases. That doesn't make sense. Let's go to blasters, because we can figure this one out. The rookie retrospectives. They're 50. It's a 50 card checklist. We're going to use the blacks out of 199. Okay. So when we run all the numbers here, this gets us to about 278,600. Let's round it up to 280,000 because that's a nice number to work with, because it gives us 7,000 blaster cases. These numbers are lining up. 7,000 blaster cases, 1,960 packs. I like what I see there. Hanger boxes and fat packs. This one is probably not 100% accurate because there's nothing exclusive to hanger boxes and fat packs. So we just have to kind of guess, and I'll walk you through it right here. Turkey red chrome parallels, 100 of them. We're going to use the blue parallel out of 50. So they're 1 in 1,300 blaster packs. That's 1,462. That leaves 3,538 remaining out of the 5,000. So you subtract 5,000. You take 5,000, you subtract 1,462, you get 3,538. Now if we use a 2-to-1 ratio, which is what I started out with here, fat packs to hanger boxes, you just got to start plugging in numbers and see what works sometimes. So what I got here was 12,000 cases of fat packs and 5,000 cases of hanger boxes, but I don't like that number. That doesn't make sense to me because I think there's more hanger boxes because of the Walgreens exclusive hanger boxes. So you're opening up the door. You can't get the fat packs at Walgreens, but you can get the hanger boxes. So let's do a little bit of reverse engineering here. And let's assume 7,000 cases of fat packs, because that's right in line with everything else. There's 7,000 cases of fat packs, 756,000 packs. That means that there's 1,367 chrome blues that are in the fat packs. That leaves 2,171 for hanger boxes. Well, that would mean there's 9,500 approximately cases of hangers. Okay, so these numbers make a little more sense to me, and you'll see why. So let's settle things. What do we get? What are the numbers that we get? Here they are. 5,000 hobby cases. That's 60,000 hobby boxes. 20 million plus cards just from hobby. Okay, don't freak out, guys. You're going to see some really big numbers here. Don't freak out, because there are always millions and millions of cards. The number is going to make your head spin, and it might make you sick when we get all the way to the bottom, but we'll talk about it. 7,500 jumbo cases. So they produced a lot more jumbo boxes and cases this year, probably because of the million card rip, but they only ripped like 362 jumbo cases for that. So that doesn't even put a hurting at all on the total number. So out of that, we got about 20 million cards. See this 20 million number? This is going to come around a little bit more, and you'll see why the 20 million number makes sense. 7,000 blaster cases. So we're still in the 20 million range. 27 million, though, for this cards. So 7,000 blaster cases, 7,000 cases of fat packs. See the 7,000 number? Makes sense. You get 25 million cards out of that. This is the number I don't know about, guys, but this is just a guess, okay? This number doesn't quite make sense. So these two are probably a little bit different. Maybe there's 8,000 cases of fats and 8,000 hanger box cases, something like that, okay? But this number seems a little bit high, but it might be right for all I know. Like I said, we had to guess. So there's 40 million cards in hanger boxes. I think that number's too high, but that's okay. We can still figure out what we need to. So, what's the total number of cards? 135 million, but that doesn't include gravity packs, Meyer blister packs, or the collector's tins that are coming out. So there's probably about 150 million cards. How does that compare to the junk wax era? There were way more cards back then. Way more. I don't know the exact number, but I've heard numbers in the billions, okay? So let's keep going. Now that we have these numbers, we can figure out the fun stuff. How many rainbow foils? Well, if all my numbers are accurate, or close to, that means there's about 2,800 rainbow foils of each player. That number's not too crazy. This is why don't panic, guys. The base cards are never worth a ton of money anyway. So the base cards and the inserts aren't holding a ton of value, but these rainbow foils and all the other special cards, they still have limited production, so they're still going to hold value. Gold foils. There's 650 of them. Okay, so let's compare that to the golds out of 2020. Well, if there's 2,020 of those and there's only 650 of these, well, these should be like 3 times more valuable. So hopefully you can use this information and make a profit somewhere. SPs. Okay, I broke down how many SPs are in Hobby, Jumbo, Blaster, Fats, and Hangers. And then added them all up. I got 231,000. Divide that by 76, which is the total number in the checklist. You get about 3,000 of each SP. Now, some of them are lower production, I'm sure. Some of them are higher production. But if you just divide that number by 76 evenly, you get about 3,000 of each SP. That's good to know. You know, there's not a quadrillion of these things. 3,000. That's a pretty solid number. It's only 1,000 more than the golds. Turkey Red Chromes. These are 1 in 10 packs in the Blaster, 1 in 6 in the Fat, and 1 in 5 in the Hanger. You add all the numbers up, divide it by 100 because that's the checklist, and you get about 4,400 of each player. So these are still relatively low in production numbers. 4,400 of each Turkey Red Chrome. Last, the silver packs. If you ever wondered how many of these silver packs there are, there's 150,000 of them. So if you divide that by the 50 card checklist, you get about 3,000 of each player. And the reason why I put less than 3,000 of each player is because I didn't take into account the parallels or the autographs. That's going to lower this 3,000 number a little bit, and not by that much, but at least you know why these cards are more valuable. Because there's only 3,000 of them. So I don't know how many, I didn't do the math on how many of each player there is because I don't have the total number of cards because of that number earlier. We don't have the number of gravity packs, we don't have the number of Meyer blisters, and we don't have the number of cards in the tins. We could just use the 150 number and 150 million and maybe take 5% off of that number because of all the inserts and things like that. 5 to 10%. Probably 5 would be a better number. So take 5% off of 150 million divided by 350, and that's how many cards of each player approximately you get. I don't know what that number is offhand, but you can figure it out at home. Let's compare to past production. This is kind of fun. Check this out. 2018 Series 1. I don't have all the numbers to go with here, guys. This is why I'm only using Hobby. But this might make you feel a little better. So in 2018 Series 1, they made 6,000 Hobby cases. So 2018 Series 1, they really had high hopes. And you'll see that production has a direct correlation to what Topps thinks of the rookie class. Okay, so the 2018 Series 1, they thought really highly of it. And if you go back and look at the rookies you can get out of there, you'll see why. Because there's some good rookies. I don't know how many jumbos. 2018 Topps Series 2, 4,000 Hobby cases. So you see, as the series goes on, Series 1, Series 2 update, they produce less and less cards, typically. So I don't know how many Series 2 jumbos there are, but we'll get to the jumbos in a minute. 2018 update, 4,000 Hobby cases. Okay, let's keep going. Now we can get into the jumbo because I have the numbers. 2019 Series 1, 4,250 Hobby cases, 4,500 jumbo cases. So we can see that they lowered production for 2019 Series 1. And you might think, well, okay, why are they doing that? Because of the rookie class in Series 1. It wasn't good. They knew that. Topps knows. So they lowered the production as compared to 2018 Series 1, and they kept a little bit higher than 2018 update. 2019 Series 2 lowered it again. I don't know why this is so low, because they had the Tatis and Vladdy and Alonso and Eloy. So now you can also see why Series 2 is coveted and the price keeps going up. They didn't make that much. 3,000 hobby cases, 4,200 jumbo cases. With all those good rookies, keep your eye on Series 2, guys. 2019 update. Real low production. Compared to everything else, it's like the lowest that we've seen. Why is that? Because all the big guys had their rookies in Series 2. Update. A lot of people were disappointed that they didn't put Alvarez and Bichette and Aquino. Well, they saved it for 2020 so they could mass produce it. So 2019 update has a really low production run. Look at this. Then we jump up to 2020. 5,000 hobby cases, 7,500 jumbo cases. Now you see these numbers, you can compare. Pause the video if you want, do your own math on things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like what I did here, you can help me out by just liking the video and subscribing. And click the notification bell. It's really important. That way you know when I go online. And I go live, we have a great time. You'll know when I post videos, all kinds of stuff. And if you really, really love what I do, subscribe on Patreon. It's only $5 a month. You get first access to the breaks, and it helps support your old pal Stryker. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later.